Sometimes no reportable action doesn't really tell you half of what was decided. In February of 2020, there was a closed session discussion about a land sale to a developer. The report out of closed session that evening was simply that there was no reportable action. Flash forward to September 2020, when no reportable action ended up in an action which resulted in some controversy and a bit of a heated discussion in council. Greetings, everyone. This is the Gardening Snail of Livingston, California. I've been city council watching since at least 2007. This time it looks like a little extra transparency on the council's part could have saved a fair amount of controversy down the road. But before we get to the topic of the day, if you like what I do here, please subscribe by hitting the red subscribe button below this video and hit the bell for future notifications. And if you could share this video, that would help me out a lot since YouTube's not too big on helping out the smaller channels. On April 2nd, 2019, the City Council voted to sell some land to a developer after the agreement with a previous person fell through. According to the paperwork in the agenda packet for that evening, it looks like the entire purchase price was due at the close of escrow, and the city manager was given direction to do whatever was necessary to conclude the sale and make it work. Time passes and escrow chugs along until the developer suggests that if the city would be willing to wait a little longer for payment, he would be willing to pay extra in interest. This discussion was supposed to have been had in the early February 2020 council meeting. However, what was not reported out of closed session that evening was the decision that had been reached that evening. And my understanding of that decision was that the council was willing to wait for this payment in return for extra interest. But that decision was not reduced to a writing as a resolution by the council, as far as I can tell. More time passes and the escrow process continues to chug along. Then the escrow company decides it needs an actual resolution from the council spelling out that the city is willing to wait for the payment in exchange for extra interest. Oopsie, that means it has to go on the agenda during open session. But instead of being put on the agenda as a discussion and potential action item, it was put on the consent calendar, where items on the consent calendar are considered routine or non-controversial and will be enacted by one vote unless separate action is requested by the city manager or city council member. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless members of the city council or city manager request that specific items be removed. But anyone looking through the agenda and running across item number 7 might be thinking, loan? What loan? Where did that come from? Especially when the sale had been approved back in 2019. What ended up happening was the item was pulled for separate discussion, and after nearly an hour and a half of discussion, which at times got kind of heated, the council decided to go ahead and wait on receiving payment for the land in exchange from some extra interest that would go to the city. The part about an option for the buyer to be able to extend this wait time to 18 months was taken out. Now, why that wasn't all hashed out earlier in the year and then reported out of closed session if need be, I don't have a clue. But how about you? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. If you're subscribed to the channel already, you might want to check and make sure you're still subscribed so you're notified whenever a new video goes live. And subscribe if you're new. Until next time, this is the Gardening Snail of Livingston, California, because not every critter is hiding under a rock.